Let's talk Chuck D, man. OG legend, hip hop icon. He is calling for a ban on the N-word on Twitter.
All you gotta do is jump in a time machine and go back a couple months.
Just a couple months.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
He says, "Yo," he said, "Yo,
look, not on the Twitter that I follow."
Hey, he said, "Yo, Elon Musk, the next thing Twitter should do is ban the N-word and the word." But he's saying, should be banned. What do y'all think about that?
Absolutely not.
Why do you say absolutely not so fast?
First of all, I am a card-carrying member of Black Twitter.
Oh, here we go.
Black Twitter.
Here we go.
Excuse me. And I'm just sorry. Like, I know it's not just us that are enjoying many of these moments on Twitter, but look, if you ban that, then look, there's certain music we can't talk about. There's certain jokes we can't tell.
Okay.
And and you know what? It's not going to change anybody's heart. That's a lot of things. I understand. Chuck D is coming from the most sincere part.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because if anybody is to be given that level of grace and I understand the sincerity that he is trying to project here, but I'm sorry. If it's the same thing like when we talked about, the ableist language. I mean, no, it's not the same thing. I'm going to take that back. It is not the same thing because there really is a situation where when it's, black people talking to each other. I'm sorry, it is different. But
it is.
It's just like on this show when we weren't as censored as we are now.
Right.
Like I would never say it on this show, even if I was reading something or I was quoting somebody, just because, like, even though I know Lone knows better, I don't ever say the N-word in front of white people, even if they know better, because I view it just like the same reason I don't cuss around little kids. Because I know it's in my heart, I kind of know it's wrong. And I don't want to have to explain why I'm doing something wrong to little children. That's why I don't say the N-word around white people. Because
I don't say it because I don't want anybody to feel comfortable enough to say it back to them.
That too. But I've all, like I said, I'm in hip hop spaces a lot. If there's one white person in the back of the room, that's why I never say it on stage.
I've never heard you say it on stage.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm usually standing next to somebody white, on Tuesday nights. So
often,
another white person that knows better. But still, I do not want to give anyone the accidental license to think it's okay. But I'm sorry, but when I feel like I am in black spaces and I am amongst people, and sometimes that's how I feel when I'm on Twitter, even though I know that's not true. No, I still want to be. I try not to retweet it or quote it or as much as possible, but sometimes the joke is that good, or what somebody said.
You talk about a lot of content disappearing, brother.
And so I'm sorry. Like, I understand where Chuck is coming from, because if we stop saying it, we feel like white people will stop saying it. And I just know better than that. If we stop saying it, white people are still going to do what they want to do.
He says, then we know things are pointing in an equalized direction. Then you can convince Zuck to do the same thing at IG, Facebook. Get it out of here. Suspend them. It's bad as a symbol.
Well, then because you know what? Who would benefit the least from that?
Who is that?
Black creators.
Aha.
Because if I put up an old Richard Pryor clip and try to put it in the context of something that's going on today,
it's different though.
Yeah, but then who is policing that?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to give white gatekeepers the ability to police black speech.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk to say, well, Chuck D told us to do this. And once again, I think Chuck D is coming from a sincere and real place.
I agree.
But I just don't think it's realistic.
Terry, you got anything else to add on to what you said?
It's just bigger fish to fry at this point. It's kind of like when, everybody knows what happened in 2020. Everybody had a lot of black guilt. You know what I'm saying? So everything was
white guilt,
white,
if you will.
Yeah,
I know you was going.
Was to appease, and a lot of things happened that we didn't necessarily ask for. One of those being Aunt Jemima being erased from the pancake mix, and
Uncle Ben was catching it bad.
Yeah, they all took L's based on white guilt that black people really wasn't tripping on. So when it comes to this particular situation, I honestly don't have an answer for you. I can't say yay or nay on that one.
You don't feel
because I feel where he's coming from, but there's no way to police who's saying it. So if you can't police who's saying it, then it's kind of hard to just erase it all together. I mean, especially, he has lyrics with those words in it or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Says it a lot.
There's a lot.
I
So
won't say he says it a lot.
Well, not a lot, but
Yeah,
it's in,
but-
it's in there though.
He-
It's in there.
He said it.
He
It's
said
in
it enough, and I'm not faulting him for it at all. But it's one of those slippery slopes
It's
where
it's definitely in there.
if you're gonna police it or just remove it altogether, I don't know, man.
I know it's hard. I know his heart is in the right place. We know that. We've all.
I just want the people that ain't supposed to say it don't say it. How about that?
Yeah, I'm with you there.
And the thing is, you know who's not supposed to say it, and
Right.
when you're somebody who's not supposed to say it, you know when you just say it because you want to see what you can do. You know, I mean, and once again, almost basically every white person knows better, but there's always somebody who's like, no, I'm a part of hip hop. I got a lot of black friends. I was like, look,
Well, a lot of that too is idiots giving them a pass to do it too.
I don't know who these Negroes are who have decided that they're going to give passes out.
They be out here shucking and jiving. Y'all remember what was old girl, the white chick that used to rap like
𝗏𝗄𝗓?
𝗏𝗄𝗓. Remember her and her buddy?
call.
Oh yeah,
Good
What
call.
was her buddy? They used to say the N word a whole lot.
They called themselves the white girl mob or whatever,
Something like that.
Yeah, it was something. Yeah,
But
you
she
see they
would
ain't
have
around no more.
videos with black chicks and dudes saying, we gave her a pass. She cool with us. No, you don't. You know what I'm saying? You're not the gatekeeper for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
'cause
ahead, jump
look,
in, Lon.
I would just say
I would just
say for any white person who feels like they have been given a pass. Look, I don't say the N word in front of black people. I don't know.
Right.
Because everyone it's messed up depending on where you are, what and who you have a relationship with. Your relationship with that word might be different. So I would say to any white person, okay, say you got a pass in your little neighborhood in Oakland. Would you go to the south side of Chicago and say it?
I would hope
Would you
not.
go to East St. Louis and say
extends
it?
on that block.
Would you go to Brooklyn and say it in front of black people you don't know? So I would say if you would not say it in front of black people you don't know, don't say it at all.
Jump in, Lon. What are your thoughts?
I mean, this isn't really my place to have any type of an opinion.
Just on the surface. I mean, just.
But
you know.
since you're asking, what I would say is quite simply to Jay's point and kind of Terry's point and everybody's point is one, black people are not a monolith, right? Meaning that just because one black person is cool with you saying that as a white person doesn't mean that everybody is. And if you're going to say it as a white person, I hope you understand like the implications behind it. I hope you understand the history behind it. And to be honest, if you're saying it, you probably don't quite take it as serious as maybe you should.
Right.
There's no reason to say it as a white person. I know it feels like this weird double. I'm looking in the camera. It feels like this weird double standard because there's no.
Come on, let me say it.
There's no word. There's no word that like black people can say that can offend white people in that manner.
Because people used to try to say.
There isn't though.
Yeah, they used to try to say
It was a.
Ritz.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah, but it's not. It's not.
It don't hit the same.
It does not hit the same.
Especially
as a white person, I'm telling you, there is no word.
Yeah.
There's no word that has any type of meaning towards that.
It's not.
But now they tried to say Karen.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't say Karen. It's the same as the N word. No, it's not.
There are black Karens too, and
Yeah, absolutely.
they're Karens of all
There's more
different
white
nationalities and races. And
Would you say,
They're
Terry?
just more white ones.
Yeah, that's all. And that don't
With
even
that
hit.
specific haircut.
And that still don't hit like
we have that emoji in our Discord. That's a plug.
Yeah.
But what I would say, but no, I just I don't know. Just from a white person, I just don't feel like there's just no need for it. And if you feel if you hear it in a song, don't say it. It's not hard. You know what I mean? Like I commented on. Did you hear about that quarterback in Florida or something who got his scholarship revoked or whatever? Like,
I missed that one.
No, I
missed that one.
Yeah, he was singing along to some song that had the N word in it, and he said it, and it was on video, and they took a scholarship away or something.
What?
But the interesting thing about the story was that he was like, I understand. He actually took accountability for it.
That's a mature
And
response.
There were still, of course, in the comments, my Uncle Greg, which I don't really have, but you know what I mean. Got the Gregs and the Joannas and the Karens out there and all that stuff. They're just like, oh, this is horrible and blah, 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 blah. And there are even some black people in there that were saying, that's a little extreme. I don't
see what you did there. I see what you
I
did
feel like
there.
that's an interesting take because like he was singing along to it. And, the fact of the matter is it is weird for white people, for some white people. It is weird for, I accept the fact that maybe I'm a little bit have a different viewpoint on this for just because of my background and understanding that I have. But
you definitely do.
But it is kind of weird, you know, like that there's a word, especially if you don't believe in censorship, that there's this one thing that you can't say, or there's
Let me do it.
or there's this, you know, there's other words that you can't say, you know, that are whatever. Like if you feel like you should be able to say every cuss word. Look, I wrote papers on this in college and stuff like that, you know, like, and, you know, I was super strong that you should be able to say everything. I still never said that word.
Right.
But I still kind of felt that way. So I understand the weirdness around it, but there's just no reason to say it. There's just no reason.
I had no idea.
Just let it go. It's not a fight to win, to battle.
The wild thing is, it's the one thing that black people can do in this country that white people can't.
I believe Terry
It's
did
that-
We've said that on the
It's
show.
Terry said that on the
one,
show.
like, you know, because a
Terry's
white
line.
person will get canceled
Yeah.
for saying it on stage, and a black comedian will wind up being able to take private planes everywhere he goes if he says it on stage. And that's got to be infuriating for some white people, because it's like,
there's one word.
because that's the one thing that because you know, we're not going, look, the thing is with language and black people and the way we communicate, look, we're not going to get reparations. Even though I say peace, freedom, and reparations, I know better than that. If we do, it's going to be 100, maybe 200 years down the line when people have evolved their mindset to
It's not going to happen.
I heard California.
we
There's
won't see
going to be too many people that's
It's 'cause
butthurt about it.
Because I'm on a federal level. Let's just say on a federal level.
I heard that. I mean, not to take away from, but I did hear that California.
Oh no,
is
I did.
legit
I see
trying.
that is
like
that's something that's moving.
$200,000 or something.
I saw that.
$200,000.
Hey, run me my bread.
Run me
Yeah.
that.
That's state level again.
That's state level, not federal.
I got some background in Cali.
Might have to move out of state for a little.
Hey,
So
let's go.
Mike could.
But you know, like honestly, sometimes our only agency is the fact that we're able to say things that nobody else can say, and especially in a way where it is pertaining to entertainment, and we're able to make a way out of no way through our language and through the way we communicate.
Good times.
And that's pretty much and the thing is, if somebody white tried to communicate and entertain in that same way, they're getting them out of here, at least for a little while. You know, because there's always forgiveness for white people who say
Always,
Not always.
but
I
most
mean,
of the time.
you know,
Oh, dude, Kramer ain't bounced
Kramer's
back.
Kramer.
he's apologized.
I mean,
He
he's
ain't bounced
been
back.
on Curb Your Enthusiasm. I saw.
That's because he
It ain't
wanted
like
he
it
wanted to
was.
get him on there to talk about
But
it.
that's-
Exactly.
I saw
Same
Dog the
owners.
Bounty Hunter on something, and he's still.
What you just say, Long? Say it again.
I said that we know who Curb Your Enthusiasm is.
Thank you.
Oh,
Same
Thank
owners
you.
as-
see, all right.
Thank you. Thank you. See?
And then I remember Paula Dean said some wild stuff, and I look up and she's on Celebrity Family Feud.
But
So
her
it's like,
dishes went on sale.
yeah. Well, this is
Get you a
true.
pot and pan set for
You
cheap.
know,
How much percentage was they off?
Hey, it was marked down about 70%.
I think another thing to kind of maybe approach this angle from like a white person's perspective is don't look at it as like a tick for tat type thing.
Right.
You can't look at this. You can't look at not saying the N word as like, oh, well, what's the word that black people can say, or what's the word that you can't say to Chinese people or Korean people. It's not how it works. It's like it's more nuanced than that because there's so much more in our society that aligns in general against black people in America and black people in general. From just a standpoint of, man, I really wish that, or I want equality. It's not an equality thing. And that,
Look, of
No,
course,
it's not.
I don't speak for all black people, just like whoever is giving out N-word passes in Oakland to the white girl gang or whoever does not speak. But I was like, what if we gave, what if we were like, all right, white people, you can say it, but you just have to make everything right from when you were redlining. You just have to make every.
You're like,
if you give every descendant of a slave in America, you cut them a check.
Just like that episode of Atlanta. Did y'all see that episode?
Yeah. So then, okay, we'll let you say it as long as we make everything that was in the, and the people are like, nah, we'll just.
But then-
On second thought, I don't think I
we'll
want to go
just,
that
yeah,
far.
all right, we'll just stop saying it.
Yeah, I don't want to go that far.
yeah.
We'll just keep saying it in private.